See, right now we are talking about a nuclear conflagration. United States of America has some 5,600 nuclear warheads. Russia is supposed to have 6,500 nuclear warheads. Chinese are supposed to have 1,800. We have enough nuclear power to burn Earth, Moon, Mars, wherever else we were planning to go. Once you have a limited identity, the more empowered you are, the more destructive you become.
What is it, first of all? Consecration is…
Consecration is not an authority, it's a device, it's a tool for your well-being. Both Dhanalinga and Devi, they are intelligent enough to recognize you. They just come and sit there, you see tears are flowing. If you go into Adiyogi Alayam, there this is a knowledge space. Everything you wish to know about yoga, Hatha Yoga particularly, is all there. Everything body just does without instruction, like that it'll happen. The easiest thing to consecrate is human beings, Mahavadutas or yogis or whatever. They just lived like that, like deities, that's why people worship them. Jain monks came and stayed there some 1900 years ago. I couldn't believe it, this. 1900 years ago they stayed there and I couldn't sit there, my body was just like vibrating like that. It is like they were here yesterday.
This culture does not exist in many parts of the world, to my knowledge.
It existed everywhere. In the last 2000 years, it's been systematically uprooted. Very aggressive religious processes happening everywhere. Some 6 million women burnt in Europe simply because they exhibited other kinds of capabilities. It was misused to burn just about anybody that they don't like.
This quantum entanglement, where two atoms which are billions of light years away are mimicking each other.
I don't call it quantum entanglement, I call it quantum coherence. This is what yoga means. Yoga means everything is in union. If you really transcend the limitations of your logic, then everything is in perfect coherence. People are trying to figure out the magic of life through their logic. They will never get there.
Actually, we have heard empty mind is where devil resides.
Yes, yes.
Yeah?
In the West where they say, if you meditate, devils will come and occupy. An idle man may be a devil's workshop. An idle mind is not a devil's workshop, it's a divine workshop.
What you are experiencing and you're chronicling in this world is invaluable. So thank you, Sadhguru, for the time.
Namaskaram.
And it is always a joy to come to ashram, and it's very peaceful. I came from a huge hustle bustle of films and corporate world, and suddenly I'm feeling that there is a different world exists.
The world is the way we make it.
Yes. But I must say that you meet people here and you see the greenery around, I think your faith in life comes back. Sadhguru, I thought since we're together, and it's always an opportunity to ask you with my naive questions and get responses from you. But as I see, I was looking around here only. When we look at creation, do you think there always has to be a creator for creation? Unless we go to a jungle and you see a beautiful pattern of something and nobody's watching it, but it's still happening without you, without your noticing it, without your, seeing it piece of creation.
Most beautiful things are happening without anybody's notice.
So why do you always need, why has the world become so credit hungry that I created it, I gave birth to it? And why is that creation needs always a creator? Can't creation create itself?
Creation is always creating itself. Human beings have this fad of wanting to play the creator. So if you give them some paint and brush, they think they're creators. If they give them brick and mortar, they think they're creators. Or if you give them power, they think they're creator himself.
Yeah.
So this is a very a basic trend or a basic instinct, which you will see the peacock is strutting around because he's got a little bit of feather. Fantastic plume, of course, but he's always showing it off and strutting around. So in his community, he's the king, all right, because he's got the biggest feathers and the most colorful feathers. If you see in the oceans, the school of fish, a few of them will have tremendous color for whatever reasons. I mean, there are biological reasons, of course. And that guy is always showing off for the rest of the thing, others just follow him. So the same trend unfortunately continues in the human societies, which it should not, because human societies are supposed to be crafted and functioning in a conscious manner, not in an instinctive manner where naturally I want to be better than you, because that is the process of survival.
Yeah.
I want to be stronger than you, I want to be better than you, because survival is dependent on who is the best or the survival of the best, as it's said. So the idea of crafting human societies is that is not the parameters on which you craft a human society.
I mean, after all, if it's survival of the fittest, then the whole compassion in the society, when we say that's not so fortunate. We used to have a word called, unfortunate. Now we say loser. It is probably coming out of taking too much of credit for your success.
You've been spending too much time in America.
I do.
Yeah, there are only two kinds of people, winners and losers.
Yes.
That's all.
Yes.
So slowly I think
unfortunate.
urban India is going that way, winners and losers kind of business. So I see even in television channels, anchors saying, "Jo jeeta," whatever.
Swai Sikandar.
Something
Yes.
like that.
Yes.
So we said even in a game, we said this is a gentleman's game, that means, okay, somebody has to lose, somebody has to win means somebody has to lose. In the end, it's all the same thing, we're together, all right, you're a winner, but same. But now we're getting more basic in many ways. We are talking in terms of, the jungle law of whoever is the strongest lives, the rest will either be subjugated or dead. So this is an evolutionary issue, this is not just a cultural issue.
True.
Because once you become human, the significance of human being is, see, in terms of activity or in terms of what we do, we are not doing anything more than what an ant does or any other animal does. Eating, sleeping, reproduction and dying. These are only four things happening. In between, the question is only how we do it. Whether we do it in an aesthetically nice way or we do it in a crude way, how we do it, that's all. In the end, after we are gone, this is all there is. We ate, we slept, we reproduced, we died. In between, we did certain things which impacted other people's lives. So, this aspect of human life, only if it's conducted consciously, we can elevate ourselves beyond these four basic things of being born, which happens to us, we don't do it, then growing up, eating and growing up, then sleeping, reproduction and dying. All these activities, all creatures do. And most human beings limit themselves to that. Only if you become conscious, suddenly you will see that there is life beyond survival, there is life beyond… See, people will put it so much vocabulary, you will add competition, this, that, no, it's all survival.
Sadhguru, this you're saying that the life which happens in between, is it a narrative? Is it a narrative which happens in your mind? Someone… does it actually impact the world? Because, if you see from a distance, few people are walking together, you and me sitting here, suddenly a lion jumps here. For him, there is no difference. We are just bodies. Now a narrative…
No, we're breakfast or lunchtime.
Lunch, yes, maybe. So the narrative is in the mind. And the mind is where the whole civilization seems to be concentrated. And does it actually matter to the whole Srishti that you are thinking of this narrative in your head? You think that you have to do so many great things in life. Does the entire Rit, as they say in Rig Veda, does that get impacted at all, or it's just a bubble in your head?
That can be impacted only by your consciousness, not by your activity, not by your intellect, not by your body, no. See, if you just go and I can show you in the garden, the ants have built phenomenal palaces for themselves. Engineering marvels, where, I don't know what's their number, I would say just for the sake of number, we'll say 1 million of them are living together, all of them in the same palace, beautifully built. Engineering-wise, there's no comparison. And they're living great and very well-organized society, civilized, very civilized. And they also have some wars. Suppose you don't believe without a war there is no civilization.
True.
Like a civilized world means they have to fight with somebody. So they also have their wars with other colonies of ants or other kinds of species or whatever. So they are doing everything that you're doing. Only because you're a little bigger, you think you're something else. Suppose there were bigger creatures around us, suppose dinosaurs came alive. If a dinosaur is walking by, if he bites into us, if, you are a very intelligent head, if it falls off, he may not bother, he'll just eat the body and leave the head and go. I'm saying, means nothing to him.
Nothing to you.
All right. So, in terms of physical activity and what we do in our mind, our thoughts, emotions, ideas, opinions, means something only within the human spectrum. It doesn't mean anything to the ant or the elephant or the dinosaur, or whether they're there or not, or you're talking much bigger Srishti. Doesn't mean a damn thing to the Srishti, okay? Whether we exist or not. But if you become genuinely conscious, today people are thinking conscious means, okay, I know something, I'm conscious about something, not in that sense. Consciousness means because you are a scholar in this region, it's called chitta.
Yeah.
It's an intelligence where there is not an iota of memory. Everything else that you call as culture, everything else that you call as body, mind, everything is a product of memory. This body is a body of memory, isn't it? Evolutionary memory, genetic memory, karmic memory, variety
Muscle
of…
memory.
Huh?
Muscle memory, as you said.
That also they're coming up with. But articulate, inarticulate memories, conscious, unconscious memories, it is everything that in your body is a memory. The very shape of your body is because of the memory that it carries, isn't it? Otherwise it wouldn't be like this, it would be some other way. So, body is memory. What you call as mind is completely memory, all right? If you remove memory, it can't even function. Every cell in the body remembers what happened 1 million years ago, how your forefathers were. Everything is there in memory, complex, layers and layers of memory. So memory means, on one level, it's a possibility. In the physical world, it's a possibility. Depending on, see, school children are here, namaskaram. So if they have good memory, they'll pass examinations, unfortunately.
Yes.
Huh? Hello?
Recording devices.
But I'm saying today, our idea of memory has shifted. When we say memory, nobody is thinking of a school child, they're thinking of a phone. How much is my memory?
Yeah.
Means how much memory my phone has got. What's your GB, huh?
Sadhguru, mostly my mother won't allow me to use phones.
That's fine. What is your GB, I'm asking?
That I don't know.
So, so memory has shifted to a digital platform.
Yeah.
It is no more we're thinking of human memory. So memory means it's a possibility, at the same time it's a boundary. See, now I say this is my friend. Why? Because this person is in my memory. Or that's a stranger. Why? Because that person is not in my memory, all right? So memory is also a boundary. However large the boundary you think you have, if you read the libraries on the planet, still your memory compared to the creation, compared to the cosmic space, is a tiny little bubble.
Yeah.
So the more you identify with your memory, you become very limited possibility. So if you touch that intelligence within you, which does not belong to the sphere of memory, doesn't carry an iota of memory, suddenly you make an impact. I must tell you this. There is a place called Velayudapalyam in Tamil Nadu. Now it is famous because some paper industry has come or whatever. I was staying in this village in somebody's house. Generally in South India, every small hillock means there's a little temple on the top.
In Uttarakhand also.
So, one little temple on the top, I don't bother to go there. Any number of temples are there, I'm not that kind, so I don't go. Then somebody tells me there is a cave there, where some Jain monks came and stayed there some 1900 years ago. And some local king made some beds for them in the rock, and they lived there their entire life or whatever. So I got interested and then I went. So it's so beautiful, like a bird's nest in the rock. Just a small ledge, you have to walk on this little ledge. It may be about a 200 feet, 250 feet drop. On this ledge you walk and there's a cave where about maybe 12, 15 people could sleep, that kind of cave. So when we went in there, it is full of all alcohol bottles, used cards and cigarettes and all kinds of stuff. And of course in Tamil Nadu they write NPK loves PTK, whatever.
Yeah. Itching the memory.
Yes, all this stuff. But when I went there, the place was so vibrant, I couldn't believe it. 1900 years ago they stayed there and I couldn't sit there, my body was just like vibrating like that. I said, clean up the place, we're going to sleep here for the next few days. So I went and stayed there. It is like they were here yesterday. I started speaking about these people, the nature of who they were and what they were and what their status was, everything, because they left an imprint like that. 1900 years ago, how many smart people were there in the society? Maybe there were kings, maybe there were warlords, maybe there were scholars, maybe there were all kinds of people. Where are they? They're all gone. These people did nothing, they just sat there. Somebody gave them food and they simply sat there. And their imprint is just there. So this is how we say Markandai,
Yeah.
When the earth goes away, when the solar system goes away, Markandai's footprint will remain.
Yeah.
And when the next creation happens, he will still be there. This is just a certain way of saying that his consciousness is such, it's way beyond anything that you call as physical. Because of that, it doesn't get limited to the physical imprint. So everything else that we call as civilization. Some archaeologists may dig up your electric scooter or my Ducati and say something about it if he understands what it is after 1,000 years. Or he may think it's some whatever. As we are thinking all kinds of things, we dig up Harappa Mohenjo-daro, and the best thing we can say is, oh, they had drainages.
Sadhguru, when these energies you talked about, and I think your team, someone talked about consecration and that we should talk about, and I knew the word pran pratishtha, and I try to find what it sort of means. Somebody says in Hindi or Sanskrit, they say sanskarikaran, shuddhikaran. What is it? First of all, consecration is it implanting the energies? It was invoking the energies? Is it an avahan, the energies? How does one understand it? And that brings a lot of, because you said you went to the cave and you felt that the energy is alive. You could talk about them, and that's enough of a proof that something lives on, and which is in form of the energies. Now, when we talk about the energies and you talk about invoking them or establishing them, and you've done here with Adi Yogi as well, is it possible, or how? What is the exact meaning of it? People are very confused. Is it something which is, some people say it's just a belief, you have, and you just go for a narrative and you start believing in it and you start sort of psychologically conditioning yourself towards it. But what you said, it's the contrary. You had no way of feeling that when you went to a cave. And that cave who had…
It was not maintained well either. It's not like a temple, it was a trashy place.
Or is it a preconditioning of your mind that you were looking for something there and you found it?
See, this whole thing is coming from every aspect of human being can be analyzed as a psychoanalysis, is a foolish way of looking at life. This has been imprinted upon the world because of the European dominance in the last 2 centuries or 3 centuries. And people who psychoanalyzed, the fathers of psychoanalysis, a few of them, they never lived a sane life. They never lived a blissful life. Because you are… see, this is like this. This creation is a trillion-piece jigsaw, let's say. But you found 5 pieces. Everybody has only 2. You found 5. And you put them together and it looked like a lion. And you say, creation is like a lion. All the best. There are 1 trillion pieces. You got only 5 and you're making your conclusion. So because your intellect cannot function without accumulation, isn't it?
True.
How much can you accumulate? In this vast cosmos, we are not even a speck of dust, and you think you can figure this out? You can experience it, but you can't figure it out. You cannot understand this, you can only experience it. So consecration means you use many words. What is it? Avahan, what?
Pran Pratishtha.
Pran Pratishtha, what's the other one? I'm not good at all this terminology.
Sanskarikaran. And I call it Abhishek.
You said Shuddhikaran, Samskarikaran. No,
yes.
Those are different things. In a way, yes. See, right now, in India also we have the bogies coming, but these days everybody's given it up because they put all kinds of fancy paints in their house. Otherwise, when the bogie came, entire southern India, everybody whitewashed their homes, removed all the old things. Only whatever they felt is not useful, they put it on the street as a community, burned it around, danced, because they want to start their life fresh. It's a new year. Spring is coming, so old things must go. In your thought, in your emotion, what opinions and nonsense I carry about you, all this you put there, and above all, clean up the house and create a new energy in the house. So whitewashing was must every year. But today, because we are using expensive paints, we can't do it, we don't even wash it anymore, all right? Nobody washes a wall anymore. It's only at the most the flooring. That also there's a machine which goes around and just mops up something, but no water, no mopping up. There is a huge difference. You try this, when you go home, nothing else. You yourself take a few buckets of water, just pour water all over the floor, just do that. Actually, in terms of cleanliness of removing dust, it's not a good thing because you'll just rub the dust all over the place. But you just see how the house feels. There is a certain Shuddhikaran happening. Right now, let us say we'll find one machine to remove all the dead skin and whatever dirt that's there on your body, everything. No water. See how it feels. Just go stand under a cold shower, see how it feels. Or go and stand under the waterfall, see how it feels. How your body feels, not about how the water feels. How your body feels after that. So some kind of cleansing is happening, all right? Cleansing beyond washing of the skin is happening. You have a very… like people when they have very tough days. I don't have a tough day because I'm on a holiday, I do only what I care for, so I'm on a holiday.
Perpetual holiday.
Yes. I'm busy, but holiday busy,
Yeah.
okay? So I don't have tough days like that, but some days physically you're stretched to the limits.
You have tough days, but days are not tough on you.
I just see situations.
Yeah.
Some we know how to handle,
Yeah.
some we don't know how to handle. What about it?
Yeah.
So if you see that you don't know how to handle it, that's the only problem, you will see how to handle it. Maybe you'll figure it out,
Yeah.
maybe not. Anyway, so if you have this and you just go stand under a shower and come out, it's not just skin being washed, there is a deeper cleansing than that. In this country, we do what is called as kleshanashana kriya. Here we do kleshanashana kriya. You must see, this is something we did not even expect. We started experimenting, I mean, for adults we've been doing, for children we started experimenting. People who have this ADH and children who have those kind of issues. They've come out miraculously well. We never expected this. Just 21 days of kleshanashana, simply with a fire there is a certain way to fire wash a body. We're not touching the body, but just around the body, doing it in a certain way. Phenomenal results, they've all documented this now as a part of the scientific studies for this. So this is fire wash. There is also air wash you can do in the natural breeze. You can stand and get your body cleaned because your body is a composite of 5 elements. So all these 5 elements can influence you in so many ways. So consecration, when we say consecration, Shuddhikaran is like what you said. But consecration means there are many types of consecration. Because I would like you to see something that's manifest. See, if you go into the Surya Kund, there are lingas which are consecrated. But they don't recognize you, they just reverberate in a certain way. Whoever goes, it is doing the same thing. It's like a light bulb, it's on, whoever comes, it's the same thing. But if you go into certain consecrated spaces, like if you go into Adiyogi Alayam, there this is a knowledge space, this is consecrated with a certain knowledge. If you are willing to learn, everything you wish to know about yoga, Hatha Yoga particularly, is all there. Those who are really receptive, for them, suddenly it's like blossoming, everything body just does without instruction, like that it'll happen. But if you go into Dhyanalinga or into the Bhairavi temple, here she will recognize you. Both Dhyanalinga and Devi, they are intelligent enough to recognize you. They don't respond the same way to everybody. Individual people will have different experiences simply because it recognizes you. Is this happening because of psychological preparation? No. Because people who don't know anything. See, today here in the… I don't know what exactly number, but on any given day, there are at least 50 to 60 nationalities of people here. They're all from different religions, they're not from this culture, they have never been into temples and sitting there, and this kind of thing doesn't exist in their cultures. They just come and sit there, you see tears are flowing, they're ecstatic, because that consecration recognizes the person for their sensitivity and accordingly it goes. Let's say you go there and come back after 20 years, Devi will recognize you.
So the question I was asking that you… right, of course, very elaborately you answered that the energy is a two-way in there, one kind of place where it is emitting, in another case it's communicating or it's symbiotic rather.
It's intelligent.
It's intelligent, so that you can receive it and you can feel it and it can feel you. So it's a both way, you said. Now when you do, they say that a temple, you make a temple and you invoke or do call a deity into it, invite a deity into the temple. What is that process in when you say that this is prana pratishtha in this temple and a temple is nothing without it? And a lot of people get intrigued by it because this culture does not exist in many parts of the world, to my knowledge.
It existed everywhere. In the last 2000 years, it's been systematically uprooted.
For what reason?
Well, very aggressive religious processes happening everywhere. And you've heard of some 6 million women burnt in Europe. Why? Simply because they exhibited other kinds of capabilities. Somebody who exhibits another kind of capability becomes a focal point for people, not the organized religion.
Yeah.
So, people were burned, and also it was misused to burn just about anybody that they don't like, whatever it is. But essentially, this has happened around the world, that wherever there were consecrated spaces, they were desecrated, they were demolished, they were, they have everything taken away. Well, India, northern part of India, you have seen plenty of this stuff happening. So, this is an effort to establish an authority. Consecration is not an authority, it's a device, it's a tool for your well-being, for your enhancement of who you are. This is about enhancing who you are. But establishing a super authority is not about enhancing who you are, because you cannot be enhanced. What is up there is the only answer. That authority manages everything for you, that is the only authority you can go to, this kind of thing. But the Indian way of life, or the way life is like this. See, right now, you plant a mango tree here. You don't pour sugar into the soil, all right? You pour filth into the soil, but it comes out with sweetness. This is a kind of consecration, all right?
Yeah.
So, to put it very simply, if you make mud into food, we call it agriculture. This is also one kind of consecration. If you make food into flesh and bone, this we call digestion or assimilation. This is also one kind of consecration. If we transform this into a transcendent possibility, this is another level of consecration. The easiest thing to consecrate is human beings. But the problem with the human being, particularly 21st century human being, is they're experts in making U-turn. Instead of consecrating a material like stone or metal or something else or a space, consecrating the human being is the easiest thing, because in terms of complexity, human body and human mechanism is the highest complexity on this planet. So it's the best thing to consecrate. But human beings are U-turn population. They'll be fine today, by today evening they will turn around and do something else. So, they're great, but they're not reliable. There are some who are like that, so we do consecrate human beings. They live in a certain way, but that needs a certain kind of training and discipline, all this, where generally in the society there is no support for that. At one time in this culture, there were many people like that, because there was a support system, people could live like that. Many people, we used to call them avadutas or yogis or whatever, they just lived like that, like deities, that's why people worship them.
But they never, after they're gone, they were never like the deities, which are considered gods.
No, because
You bring them, you make a temple, you make up,
no,
at a
it's
home
not about
also.
that. See, when they were living, they were like deities. They made sure before they died, there were few more deities going.
Yeah.
So, always there was a living deity. So, there was no need to make a monument out of him.
Yeah. But deity is so you're saying deity, what I understand, is in a kind of an energy system. And you have put your energies or you have evoked or you have invited into that.
I would say it's a power tool.
Yeah, it's a
Power tool.
power tool.
It is for specific purposes. This is why…
It's a portal, would you say?
Portal would house many things.
Yeah.
That is also possible, you could say that. Yes, you could say that, but portal… I would stick to a tool. Portal is also a tool, all right?
So when you say it's a portal, then if I may use people who know Dvait and Advait, so then it's saying it's Advait, it's monoism. It's basically saying there is nothing is going into one, subsuming into one, and this is just a way, a door into something which is eternal. And in itself, it is just a tool. But a lot of believers will believe that this is it. This is where, if I have a love for a deity or I have a love for my idol or guru even, you feel that it is it, this is it. Now rest is happening to me and I'm experiencing it, but I am not trying to reach anywhere else through this. But a lot of people explain it. It's a mechanism to reach the eternal, the mechanism to reach somewhere.
See, intellectually you can think many things. What you're essentially saying, in somebody's mind or in their emotion, the doorway has become the destination.
Yes.
If you're in a prison, if doorway is the destination…
To me, it is possible that
No,
the doorway
I'm saying
is not the
once…
doorway.
No, once you get to the doorway, naturally transcendence happens, isn't it? You don't have to think, you're in a prison, you don't have to think, after I go out of the doorway, what all I will do. If you go to the doorway or go through the doorway, you will get where you have to get. So this is just two different ways of approaching it, and we are making this big fuss about it, that I belong to this and you belong to that, Advait, all this. This is all… People are trying to figure out the magic of life through their logic. They will never get there.
But isn't today the world completely obsessed with logic and want proof? And in fact, you yourself talked about the consecration with the ADHD children, and you said that we're scientifically sort of recording that. Now, somewhere the obsession to prove that in statistical terms, in scientific terms, I was reading about this recent, Nobel Prize, sometime years or months back. I had, thought about it and presented in one of my speeches, this quantum entanglement, where two atoms, which are billions of light years away, are mimicking each other. Now, spiritually, since I am inclined and spiritually, I never felt there is any contradiction on how impossible that is. For the logical mind, it was very difficult to sort of comprehend that two, atoms, billions of light year away, are mimicking each other. Particles. Now, this, for me, is possible because I feel you are subsuming into one. And there it's everything connected. So I feel, if you can sort of throw some light on the fact…
The first light I need to throw on is, I don't call it quantum entanglement, I call it quantum coherence.
Yeah.
And coherence is just everywhere. Everything is coherent. Because you have a keyhole vision of looking at everything separately, you think somehow this is all happening separately. See, right now you and me are sitting here on a small mud ball called planet Earth, and the damn thing is spinning and traveling at a great speed, all right? You're in the middle of nowhere, you don't know what is holding it in place. Hello? And you don't have insurance for that. So I'm saying, what is your logic going to figure out? Your logic can figure out a few physical things. Now, this is not entanglement, this is a phenomenal coherence. You have noticed only one particle to another because you are going keyhole by keyhole vision. Everything is coherent. This is what yoga means. Yoga means everything is in union.
Yeah.
In your experience, if you really transcend the limitations of your logic, then everything is in perfect coherence. See, we already went through this. This mud, this soil, this same soil here is got mango fruits. This same soil, that is a neem tree, got bitter fruits, right next to each other. You think they're not coherent? Mango and neem is not coherent? They're very coherent.
I think they are.
They're absolutely coherent.
Yeah.
All right? But you think mango is separate, neem is separate, this is sweetness, that is bitterness. This is because you're always… your whole experience of life is limited to 5 sense organs. Sense organs are made in such a way, see, if you see this part of my hand, you can't see this part. If you see light, you can't see darkness. If you hear sound, you can't hear silence. Everything that you know through sense perception, if you see this is cold, you can't feel the heat of it. So everything that you perceive is always partial. So all these bits of information…
So you think it's relative?
It's relative and it's only useful for survival process. If you try to stretch it beyond survival, you will come to ridiculous conclusions. Survival, they're very useful. Without that, without five senses functioning properly, you cannot survive. But if you want to know the nature of the existence, which is what science is attempting right now, to know the nature of the existence, well, you will never get there logically because, for lack of words, I will say this is the magic of life. If you put filth here, sweetness comes out of the mango tree. You can explain whatever, it's magical, isn't it?
Yeah. So Sadhguru, we've seen a lot of people, youngsters ask this question that in today's world…
Like me.
like you, that it seems that for everything, an answer, we look back at the past, in the ancient history and past and say that…
No, don't call it past.
Oh, okay.
We're looking at our memory.
A memory. Now, it is a dynamic process, and what happened, of course, is very important to chronicle and to learn from and I think you are a great believer in this machine called body, and you do inner engineering, and you're a scholar of that. Now, if this mechanism already is capable of absorbing what it needs to be absorbed and remember what it needs to remember, now to find answers when we look back, and even we look back at a lot of knowledge which is there in the past, there is nothing wrong in it, and there is a lot of wisdom there is a lot to learn from it. But else also we have to create now and future. What would be our creation?
It looks like you're hell-bent on insulting me.
No.
You
Not at all.
You're calling me a scholar. I have taken a lot of pains to see that I remain uneducated. It's not easy.
But what do? You come across as one, so I can't help it.
You know how hard it is to remain uneducated? So every moment when I look at something, I look at it like I'm just born.
Yeah.
Without any education, without any civilization, without anything.
Sadhguru, there is a lot of people talking about, I have to, in the political world and the world, if you want to connect, you have to dumb yourself down. Now, there is a documentary I watched where they analyzed a lot of people who used to say supposedly stupid things at times so that they are not, far removed from the people. So I don't think that's the case. The case is that what you are experiencing and you're chronicling in this world it's invaluable, and what you are emitting to the people around you, you can't shy away from it. That it
I'm not
it
shying away from it.
Puts you in a certain light.
I'm just telling you. Do you know how hard it is to remain uninfluenced by your parentage, by your culture, by your religion, by your everything around you? Just to remain as you were born, it takes a lot of effort.
Should it take effort? If it naturally is coming to you,
No,
should
it is naturally there, but influences are also there. If you don't shuddhikaran yourself constantly, those influences will take over slowly. Your education, your parentage, your culture, your religion rules you from somewhere inside, isn't it?
True. I met a sadhu in Uttarakhand recently, and he was going up and looking very lost in his own world, and he on the way I was also walking, says, "Sadhu ji, kahan Maharaj, kahan ja rahe hain? Where are you going?" He said, "I was there down in Banaras, then I was in Delhi. Lota bhar gaya, khali karne ja rahe hain." My lota was full. My pot was full of too much of garbage. Now I want to take it off. So I'm going up to take it off. Now, there is a way of cleansing. I think the same thing which you are saying.
Yeah, but I don't wait till the lota gets full. I make sure on a daily basis it's out. Poor sadhu, I don't know why he got his lota full. But that's a good, a way of saying it.
Yeah. So Sadhguru, so then what are we creating today? What is that? Of course, there is a continuum. But what is that human civilization creating today? Is it only science which has become the whole takeout of these times we're living in? Will we be only remember for the scientific development the human race did, and we look back for spirituality and would not be able to develop that side because there is somehow we have lost faith in it, or it lost connect with it, or it is somehow failing to satisfy logic?
If you lose faith in everything, you will become spiritual.
Well said.
Because faith, as you know it, organized faith, is a consequence of certain past happenings, and very ugly happenings if you really look at it. Very organized, ugly happenings with agendas of different people in the world. So, if you're really confused, you will become spiritual. Because what confusion means is, in some way you have realized you don't know. What civilization, faith, religion, this, that means is, you have made conclusions to bridge the confusion.
Because it's very discomforting.
The conclusion may not have nothing to do with the truth, but it gives you confidence without clarity. Confidence without clarity is the basis of all disasters that human beings commit. Right now, that's what it is. Right now we say science, science, science. Tell me, those who explored, exploited scientific and technological things, are they destroying the planet? Or a poor tribal who lives a simple life in some jungle of India or Africa, he's destroying the planet. So those who are empowered with science are doing it.
They would say that our curiosity and our quest empowered us.
We'll come to that curiosity business. But I'm saying the fact is, the way you're accumulating knowledge is such that it is leading to your own destruction. Now you are worried that your own life may be taken, your children's life may be taken, the planet may end, all kinds of things. This is not happening because of some tribal culture somewhere. This is not happening because of some rural South Indian man who is plowing his land. This is happening with empowerment of science. So, any empowerment, this is why in this culture, before education was given, before education started, 0 to 12 years of age was balavastha. At 12, before you start education, there is a initiation process where you are told, aham brahmasmi.
Yeah.
This means, I am the Brahman.
Yeah.
This means, my identity is with the cosmos, not with my family, not with my nation, not with my caste or creed. My identity is with the cosmos. Because with a narrow identity of family or nation or community or whatever, once you have a limited identity, the more empowered you are, the more destructive you become. Because there's only one crime on this planet, exclusivity, isn't it? The more empowered you are, if you're exclusive, you become more and more dangerous and more treacherous to life on this planet. Without inclusiveness, empowerment of knowledge is a dangerous process. That's what we're doing right now. So, all the cutting-edge science right now first goes into military use, of course. It's only after that it comes for other things. So we are only talking about how many lives we have saved with medicine and vaccination, everything. I deeply appreciate it, I'm not questioning that. But I'm saying without inclusiveness, if you get empowered, how many people have we killed with our scientific knowledge? Why don't you look at that?
Is it now, a lot of talk about conscious inclusion is there. And I believe that conscious inclusion is important, maybe it's trying to overcorrect for what you did not do right, but that's where it should not stop. It is where subconsciously you and tap into the fact that feeling of oneness, and that it reflects in everything you do. Unless that is achieved, it would always be correction.
See, this is why I'm saying we are using these words very loosely. Consciousness, spirituality, we just These things are coming out everywhere. See, as you sit here, the fact is, this is not philosophy, the fact is, what you exhale, the tree is inhaling. What the tree exhales, you're inhaling. So if you know this intellectually, you may start hugging the trees, which is not going to solve any problem. It's little better than cutting it, but it's not going to solve the problem. But if you genuinely experienced it, as you're experiencing these 5 fingers of your hand as myself, the content of these 5 fingers was elsewhere. Some time ago it was on your plate, before that it was in the store, before that it was in the soil, today it's here. But this you experience as myself. If you experience this tree as literally one part of your lung is hanging out there, actually it is. You are not breathing just because your lungs are pumping, all right? You are breathing because the whole bubble of atmosphere is at a certain pressure, nurturing you. You're in the womb. You're in the womb of Mother Earth still.
Yeah.
When you were in your mother's womb, breathing, everything was taken care of by the mother, isn't it? Digestion, food, nutrition, respiration, everything was taken care of by her. Even now it is so. Even now it is so. Right now, once you reach the peak of evolution in this planet, now Mother Earth is brought you to a place where she can deliver you, release you from her own nature. All other creatures are bound by her nature, by physical laws. We are being released. If this release doesn't happen with consciousness, this release is going to be the most confusing and destructive process. If this happens consciously, this is the greatest benediction because you're not bound by any physical laws. Something beyond is possible for you, you can craft yourself whichever way you want. This is why this culture is very important, where there is no absolutism, that God made you like this, there is no such thing. The way you are right now is your karma. That means you are the maker of yourself. This is the only culture which told you that your life is your karma. This means your life is your making. This is the most dynamic and this is the future of the world. If there is a future, this is a future, all right? If we don't get this, the kind of empowerment that we have right now, see, right now we are talking about a nuclear conflagration. It's an open talk. It's like we're talking like it's local gossip now. Have you seen the recent discussions and the rollback of no first use?
Yes.
All these things have happened, all right? So overall, United States of America has some 5,600 nuclear warheads. That's a number that they have released, we don't know how many they have. Russia is supposed to have 6,500 nuclear warheads. That is a number they have released, we don't know how many more they have. Chinese are supposed to have 1,800. You don't know what their numbers are, all right? India is supposed to have some 300 plus, Pakistan is supposed to have some similar number or more. UK has some whatever 600 or 700. Totally, if you add up all this, we have enough nuclear power to burn Earth, Moon, Mars, wherever else we were planning to go. All those things we can burn it down, okay? That much burning power we have. Now, we are also coming with fusion, all right? Not fission, fusion we are coming with.
Yeah.
That can generate much, much more power. And of course, somebody is already making a bomb out of it before they give it to you as electricity for your home. Before that happens, bombs will be ready, all right? So I'm saying when you have this kind of thing, when you have limited identities of nationality, race, religion, how long are you really safe? The only solution is that people must understand, because right now, somebody will say, suddenly God told me. Now if somebody tells God, you use the nuclear weapon, it's all right. You're finished. At least we must know it's our intelligence or our stupidity which makes or breaks our life. So this culture, whatever we call as Sanatan Dharma, is the future, because we must also understand, when we say Sanatan Dharma, we are not talking about a religion. We are talking about the eternal laws of life which are always true. How can something be eternal? without it being all-inclusive.
Yeah.
There is no way something can be eternal without being all-inclusive. Only what is all-inclusive can have the possibility of being eternal.
So Sadhguru, one thing which I was thinking I'll ask you is, the contradiction in spirituality and sharing it with people. So they say that you don't meet the ones who have found it. Now
You're reading all these Western books, I don't know why you're reading these
no,
things.
Actually, no,
Self-help
this
books.
I believe actually. I believe I have seen a lot of sadhus in my childhood in Uttarakhand, and I've seen them doing sadhana and all that. And I think also spiritual contentment is somewhere, a lot of people ask this question when I meditate and I feel contentment, my aggression in life is reduced. My need for my insecurities have reduced. I probably don't want to perform the same act as they definitely talk about warrior monks and all that. But you feel that the approach towards life changes. And on the other hand, life is functioning and expecting you to perform in a certain way. So spiritually realized people, it's very rare that unless they are driven by some altruism or altruistic cause that they have to change everyone and share it. Normally it feels that they have become self-sufficient, and as a result, the sharing does not happen, as happens in the organized religion, where there is a huge need to propagate it. Uska prachar karu, I take it out, convert people, make them like me. I think that desire is not there. So this self-contentment is counterproductive for sharing it. Then how does it sort of integrate?
Contentment is containment. Who would seek contentment? Only somebody who is dissatisfied or frustrated looks for that. So, spiritual process is not about contentment. See, just now, I was playing a badminton game. I used to play badminton when I was 15 years of age. I played for my school team when I was in my 10th standard, I was 14 plus. After that, I've never played this game. I got busy with too many things. So, just now, 7 days ago, this is the 7th day I'm playing. So when I play the game, I play with total aggression. Because when you're playing a game, you want to win. Well, if you lose, it's okay, that's a different matter. But how can you play with somebody who says, I want to lose? Somebody comes to play with you and say, I want to lose. How do you play with this idiot? Only person who wants to win, who will fight to win, you can play a game with him, isn't it? So, aggression is not because you have a mission, because some things have to be done forcefully. If you don't do it that way, it won't work. So now, essentially this image of a spiritual person means he will walk gently, he will do things like this, he will do slowly. Essentially, people have understood spirituality means it's a disability. Spirituality is not a disability. If it's a disability, we must ban the damn thing. It is the highest level of empowerment.
Empowerment for what?
No, that's why I'll come. How you use your empowerment is up to you. You may write poetry, I may teach something, I may ride my motorcycle, I may play a game, I may do something else, I may do 100 different things. You may just sit and write poetry. Your poetry may be sweet, or your poetry may be fiery. That's also your choice, isn't it?
I don't know it's my choice.
No.
Because the kind
depends.
of… it's kind of external energy.
That's what I'm saying, it depends on what you feel is needed in the world today. Everything is fine, you sit under this tree and write romantic love poetry.
What is the world? World is a certain narrative. If I feel I'm connected with the eternal universe, and as we said, you found it the heavy word.
No,
Srishti.
when we say
we connected. I'm Srishti. I am connected with
no,
the Srishti.
don't go away there.
But it is an spiritual.
When I'm talking about the world, I'm talking about the human society around you.
Which is a narrative.
Yes, poetry is also narrative.
Yes, it is.
So I'm saying whether you do love poetry, gentle poetry or aggressive, fiery poetry, depends on what times…
It serves my narrative. If I'm
depends on
signed
the
out of the
times.
narrative.
It depends on the times in which
if I'm
you are.
signed out of the narrative, which happens to a lot of people, Sadhguru, that they feel they're not connected with the world and everyday world activities do not entice them. And they feel
That is fine,
disconnected
that's
from
what
that.
I'm saying.
So they leave their families, they leave their jobs, they want to meditate alone because they feel that they are seekers of something.
No, let's first
we can't
understand
wrong
this.
them by saying that.
No, not at all. See, this is why I said it's an empowerment. Empowerment is needed for effective involvement. More empowerment is needed for conscious withdrawal. Because for most people, as scientists are saying, some quantum entanglement, they're taking entanglement to quantum phase.
Yes.
No, entanglement is because of compulsiveness, isn't it? Consciousness will not create entanglement, coherence is different. So now in a given society, whether you want to be aggressively involved, mildly involved or withdrawn is individual choice. But do not think withdrawal needs less empowerment. Withdrawal needs much more empowerment.
Of course, your energies are channelized in another direction. It doesn't mean that your energies are not there.
No, I'm saying it need not even be directed. I can just sit here and burn.
Yeah. Sometimes taking action could be karma.
No, I'm saying it's a nice karma, not karma.
Yeah.
The people ask me, Sadhguru, what is your expertise? I say, if you leave it to me, if all this rubbish is not happening around me, my expertise is I'm very good at doing nothing. I'm essentially lazy. But I'm active 20–22 hours a day. But if I sit at home, I don't read, I don't talk to anybody, I don't listen to music, I don't look out of the window. If I sit, I simply sit. I don't even have if for 4 or 5 days if I sit, I don't have a single thought in my mind. Because my essential quality is to do nothing. Something you do because it is needed. So once you are empowered to do nothing, once you are empowered to be able to do nothing, doing something you're never a vested interest, you'll do just what's needed because anyway it doesn't do anything to you.
I mean, someone, I think who is listening to this conversation, someone when you say that you're essentially lazy and essentially you, the way you describe, they would not believe you.
No,
because they see you
I can produce
constantly
medical proof for this.
They see you constantly in
No,
action.
I can show you medical proof for this. If you ask somebody to take my pulse, right now though I'm speaking, I'm not speaking passively, I'm speaking more aggressively than you.
Yeah.
In spite of that, my pulse rate is somewhere around 58 to 62, in that range. If I simply sit quietly, it'll just drop below 40. So I have medical proof to show that I'm just lazy.
So you're born like this or you have attained this?
No, I work to become like this. Nobody is born like that. Maybe some people are born with some advantages, but nobody is born just like that. You can be born very intelligent, make an ass out of yourself. You can be born as a stupid idiot and make a genius out of yourself. This is why we say this life is your karma. Whatever you have come with, what life throws at you is not your choice. What you make out of it is always your choice.
Sure.
So this is why karma, this is your karma. Maybe where I'm born, what kind of situations I'm in, this is not my doing, it's happened to me. But what I make out of that is my karma.
True.
You can either cry about it, or you can make something fantastic about it.
Sadhguru, you definitely talk about doing something with yourself, and when meditators come, we talk about emptying your mind. And just let me complete the question. I know
Lota.
yes.
Lota.
Now emptying your mind, we say just let the thoughts go, and you. Now, on the contrary, we have heard empty mind is where devil resides.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So why do we invite devil for and give him an empty mind?
So you must understand with what prejudice these kind of statements have come. Actually, there are a lot of places in the West where they say, if you meditate, devils will come and
they say that,
yeah, evil forces will come and take you over.
No, I was making it more humorous as a question.
No, I'm saying actually they're saying this. That's where this statement comes from. An idle mind is devil's workshop. That is the actual saying. See, an idle man may be a devil's workshop. An idle mind is not a devil's workshop, it's a divine workshop. If you can keep your mind here, if you're lazy, you're doing nothing, but your mind is busy, preoccupied, then it's a devil's workshop. But if you can sit here fully alert without a single thought in your head, you will see something phenomenal will happen within you. You cannot describe it any other way than divine.
Sure.
So, those who… that might have been said by a school teacher.
Yeah.
All right?
Absolutely.
To a lazy boy. Where's the lazy boy? Which one is the lazy boy here?
They're all active boys here.
So, looking at a lazy boy, an idle mind is a devil's workshop. No. An idle mind is a divine workshop. An idle person maybe devil's workshop.
But I don't even think they're idle. These divine minds, they are at something. They're constantly at something.
Now let me put it this way. See, today modern science is telling you this. Yoga has always spoken about it. People don't understand because it's always said in dialectical ways. It is not an accident that zero was invented in India.
Absolutely not. Nowhere else it could have been invented.
Yes, nowhere else, because it's not a mathematical thing for us.
It's a spiritual thing.
It is a spiritual thing, so we wrote zero like this. If you twist it, it becomes infinite, all right? The symbol of infinity is just a twisted zero. If you take a cloth or something, if you take a rope, zero, and twist it like this, it'll become infinite.
Yes.
So, because we saw the infinite and zero as one thing.
And also we saw the fifth element as Akash, as the space, which Charvak will disagree, will say that there are only four elements I can touch and feel. Where is this fifth one coming from? The belief in the divine or spiritual or the space and nothingness and eternity is probably responsible for zero being there.
Now let me put it this way. That is a proposition that you're making.
Yes.
Today modern science is proving to you that over 99% of the atom is empty space. Over nearly 99% of the cosmos is empty. The nature of the world or the creation is emptiness, just small specks of creation. But because our visual apparatus and our sensory operators are made this way, see, you can see only what stops light. You can see this hand because it's stopping light, isn't it? Suppose this hand did not stop light, you wouldn't see it. Tell me, is my hand more significant for you in your life right now, or the air that you breathe is more significant?
Air.
Yeah, but you can't see it. Unless you're in Delhi, you come from Delhi, maybe there you see it.
You smell it, you smell it, you feel it.
You can also see it.
Yeah, oh, of course, it's become opaque. Yes, sure.
So, you can't see the air, but can you exist without it? So it's all right. See, logic, this is why I'm saying logic is the foundation stones of a building. You can't live in a foundation. It's silly to live in a foundation. You have to build a building. You have to put a roof. Now if Charvak wants to live in a foundation, All the best. Right now, this is what it is.
Yeah.
Logical aspects of life are just the foundation. Now some people get too airy in their head and they remove the foundation stones and try to build a superstructure. They will also collapse. To have a firm foundation and also have a wonderful building is the purpose.
Yes.
I always say, your feet must be well planted on the ground, but your head must be in the sky.
Sure.
It is in the sky, isn't it right now? Hello?
Yes, yes.
This is the sky. If the ants are looking at us, they think we are at 10,000 feet, our heads,
Yeah.
or whatever.
But Sadhguru, you only… yesterday we were talking and you talked about most of the people are going to follow logic, coming… and that's where the world would want every answer logically, and that's… you also see the world going in that direction, constantly going in direction. So organized religion and anyway, not living up to many youngsters and their expectations, and they are looking elsewhere, and the lens is always logic, and you logically satisfy me, and I will look at you. Now in that X factor, of course, which I think is very important in art, we talk about that all the time, that what is the X factor, even very technical things say there's some X factor to it. Now we don't know where X factor comes from, nobody can define it, but we have always believed in it. Increasingly, the world is getting obsessed with logic and mind, and you can see that the number of shrinks which have increased today, this obsession with the mind has resulted into so many, psychological issues which people are facing today, and they feel that they only exist in mind, they don't stay beyond it. And in ancient times, I don't think we had so many psychiatrists. Yeah. So there was an answer.
No, there was no clients.
Was that the reason? Or people had less number of psychological problems?
They definitely had less number of psychological problems. And even if you look back 100 years ago, they had much less. That is one basic reason which we are trying to address at various levels is, today it's well established a whole lot of psychological problems or because of lack of micronutrients that needs to be present in the food are not present. We have reduced ourselves to just a handful of cereals which are commercially good for somebody, not necessarily good for your body. So, in this country, there used to be some 25 to 30 different varieties of popular cereals and variety of pulses, all gone, only yellow dal and wheat and rice is what is left largely. Fortunately, they're making efforts to bring in this 2023, starting tomorrow or day after, is being declared as the year of the millets.
Yeah.
To bring back different cereals which are more life-conducive, because lack of micronutrients and psychological issues are very directly connected. There's substantial studies about it today. So, that is one aspect, and also the chemical infusion into everything that we are taking in, all right? Processed foods, lot of chemicals being used, which are causing a lot of physiological and psychological problems. This in yoga, we don't see physiology, psychology are two different things.
Yeah,
this is one chemical soup.
Yeah.
If you manage a very pleasant chemical soup, you will be blissful. Unpleasant if it becomes, it'll become a psychological problem.
So begin with the physical soup or begin with the planting of the thought?
See, changing attitudes is only a minor correction. It will not help if the problem is deep down.
So the problem is physiological?
See, right now if people go to… suppose they are mentally disturbed in some way and they go, initially counseling, this is the work of the psychologist.
Yeah.
That means they're trying to plant thoughts, trying to disentangle whatever thoughts and emotion you have to the best of their ability. If it doesn't work, then you go to the psychiatrist, where he prescribes chemicals. So he's trying to fix your chemistry. So I'm talking about right from day one, you must fix your chemistry. Like today we know, till recently, everybody believed heart attack means it just happens, it's genetic, it's this, it's that. Suddenly, when doctors started talking about, see, if you eat right, you can avoid your heart attack. If you eat the right kind of food, you don't have to have a cardiac problem. So everybody started eating right, not everybody. Many people start eating right after they have a heart attack. Right?
That they call, they blame it on you with stress.
No, I'll come to that. So I'm saying, you now understand if you put wrong kind of inputs into the body, wrong manifestations will happen in the body. Why don't we understand the same thing about the mind? If wrong kind of inputs happen into your mind, wrong kinds of manifestations will happen in the mind. So, because the nature of psychological illness is slightly different in people's perception, because if you get physically sick, you will simply sit there, you won't bother me. If you get mentally sick, you'll bother me, all right? So this is the big difference. Why physical ailment will bring compassion, psychological ailment will bring ridicule or people want to avoid the whole thing, is simply because the very nature of physiological and psychological illnesses and the effect of that on the society is very different. So, wrong inputs right from childhood, many ways it's happening. I was just telling somebody today, this happened to me accidentally. I was listening to something, a book, and by accident, I don't know, I was holding the phone in my hand and I had earphones. Suddenly it went into a faster mode, 1.5 times. It started talking. I just thought, what is this? And I just listened to it for some time. When I listen to something, whether it's a rustle of the leaves or a bird call or a motorcycle or any automobile or people talking…
Just speed past you.
No, for me, the impact of the sound and what it does to me is always very clear to me, very, very clear to me. So when I hear this, I see this is going to destroy people's minds. Just the same voice, little faster, it'll go. I always been telling, people want to go into sadhana, first thing I tell them is, see, just check approximately in a day how many words are you uttering. Say the same things with 50% of the words, your life will change. Say the same thing, don't hold yourself back. But if you're forming this sentence with 25 words, try to form it with 12 or 15 words. You will see how conscious you will become. You're doing it as a poet.
Yes. Economy is very important.
Yeah, economy is important. If you say 1,000 words, who the hell is going to read it? What somebody says in 1,000 words, if you put it in 25 words, suddenly it's magic, isn't it? And how conscious you become, trying to put it that way. So this is a simple sadhana. First, when people come and try to do any sadhana, first thing is this. In a day, what is the number of words you're uttering? Cut it down to 50%. Don't curtail your activity, you're still saying the same things, expressing the same things.
What happens is you're conserving energy or…
No, it's not about that. See, the number of sounds that you utter, how coherent they are, whether this organizes you or disorganizes you depends upon how you are perceiving sounds and how you are uttering sounds.
Yes. The economy forces you to sort of organize yourself.
See, right now, you say, my name is Prasoon. My name is Prasoon. You say, my name is Prasoon. Isn't there a difference for you when you say it?
Yeah. True, and registration is different. For me, it's different. The way I behave is different.
And the person who is listening also, the impact is different.
Yeah.
So now people think because they have this FOMO, they don't want to miss out, they want to read all the books. So in one day they want to read 3 books, so they're fast listening to it. This will destroy their mind. And if you have people around you who are talking like this, please put a plaster on them because this is going to destroy them and you.
See, the fundamentals of what you're saying is going to contradict with the economic structure we have made. Okay. So
I'm not good for the economy.
You are saying about conserving, and
No, I'm not.
And our whole economy in the world depends on consumption and overconsumption and doing things and using things which you don't need.
The world is gone, Prasoon. Now everybody is talking about innovation. Innovation means to do more with less, isn't it? That's a new word.
Yeah.
So this is innovation. you do more with less. That's why you can do many things, because you do everything with ease, everything you do which consumes very little from you. That's why you can do many things. Otherwise, one thing you do and you're exhausted. Most people are not doing any great thing, they're just earning a living. That itself is exhausting them.
That's true. Sadhguru, this poem I ended up writing while, I lost both my parents this year. And the pandemic was the time and everything was around us was in haywire. And I was thinking that who's that is angry or unhappy, or where is it coming from? Kupit is the word,
Kupit.
Kupit is a Sanskrit sort of. So who is this? Who is Kupit? Who is angry with us? What has happened? Where we have disturbed things?
Kupit means more resentment, isn't it?
No, it's more of an anger kind of. Yeah. So upset or something. And the first two lines I'll explain and then I'll read the thing. The first two lines are कौन कुपित है, कौन कुपित है, मेरे अश्रु होने में, tears, मेरे अश्रु होने में इस संस्कृति का कैसा हित है? In my crying oceans, how is this sanskriti, this whole srishti is getting benefited? What is that it's getting? कौन कुपित है मेरे अश्रु होने में, इस संस्कृति का कैसा हित है? संचित कर्मों का घट लेकर क्या मेरा प्रारब्ध खड़ा है? संचित कर्मों का घट लेकर क्या मेरा प्रारब्ध खड़ा है? क्या मेरी सारी त्रुटियों का लेखा जोखा बहुत बड़ा है? प्रश्न भी आहत है और उत्तर भी मेरा पीड़ित है, कौन कुपित है? क्या वीणा को कसते कसते मैंने सुर खंडित कर डाला?
What is that?
So I was tuning my veena. Did I
overtune it, yeah.
Overtune it and it broke. क्या वीणा को कसते कसते मैंने सुर खंडित कर डाला? भोग नृत्य में मग्न मैं भूल गया था क्या पग छाला? अभी तो उत्सव था पर अब क्यों मोह भंग मुखरित है, कौन कुपित है? So did I break the strings of veena and overtuned it? Was it that I was dancing and was so immersed in it, I forgot that there is boils also underneath my feet? Why there was celebration a while back? Why there is a disillusionment dawning upon me? विस्मृत सत्य बताने को क्या मुझ पर यह विपदा है आई? मुझको विनय सिखाने को क्या सृष्टि वृष्टि बनकर लहराई? जीवन दर्शन कौंध रहा है पर यह मन फिर भी चिंतित है, कौन कुपित है? यह मानव सुख क्षण में बोलो माया क्या है कैसे जाने? यह मानव सुख क्षण में बोलो माया क्या है कैसे जाने? पंच तत्व का लाड़ मिले तो मैं नश्वर हूं कैसे माने? मृत्यु परे गंतव्य कहाँ है कैसे जाने जो जीवित है, कौन कुपित है? यह मानव सुख क्षण में बोलो माया क्या है कैसे जाने? So in the good times, what is the difference between maya and illusion and all that? How do a person who's into it, immersed and having fun, a good time, how would it know? How would even think like that? And the whole pancha tattva is actually, pampering you. Okay, then how do you consider yourself nashwar, mortal? And all this talk about that there is a life beyond life and there is a destination beyond it. How do somebody realize who has a throbbing sense of life at the time he's into it? So tell me who is that upset, who is upset with us? So that's what I wrote. I thought it's a new one, I will recite for you. I always do new poems for you.
What is this?
A lie.
A lie. It's called a lie. A lie. Jut. I don't tell lies, not because I want to be truthful. I don't tell lies not because I want to be truthful. I have tried, but failed, as I also know the truth about the lie. I did not give up lies in favor of truth. Sheer inability that clarity breeds within. A lie is that which does not exist and hence not worth an investment.
It's very… So on that note, I want to thank you, Sadhguru, for the time.
Thank you.